Welcome to True to Blueprint. I've had some week. First of all, our team's been great. Played brilliant. Beat the Jets in Jetland 4-2. Beat them at home 3-2. And not for lack of trying to be 4-2 on the empty net. It was kind of crazy. And they tried to beat the crap out of us, and we gave as good as we got. Maybe not as good, but we lived through it. Oh, except for but the thing with Austin was not the unpleasantness. That was, hey, you want to be Austin Matthews? Look, I know, Doug Hunter, you're like one of the people I never disagree with, but you're exploiting the Matthews situation. Yeah, it does seem pretty often, and if it continues, it's obviously a big problem, but you're not going to pay him the big bucks if it's a big problem, okay? Part of that equation is how many games you're available for. So, yeah. So now we're going to move into the great controversy of winning team. What the heck's wrong with you people? First, there's this quote. Individual commitment to a group effort. That's what makes a team work, a company work, a society work, and a civilization work. Individuals committing to the group or the team effort. Which means that if Jake misses the puck in some atomic moment, there's 4 other guys also miss that puck. Because that shouldn't be allowed to happen. And very rarely are these things that I can't run down for you exactly what happened. No, give me game 7 against Boston. Austin Matthews was so freaking careless, okay? Here, I actually have a book with a goal on it, okay? Austin Matthews around here and he just goes, I'm going to just lazily put it out here. Somewhere between the point where Gardiner was and right where somebody could take off with it like gangbusters and get on a breakaway. And there's nothing Jake can do there unless he's magical. I mean, the Jake hate has to, it doesn't, I mean, what do you think? Do people hate somebody? What does it say about a person when they hate somebody so individually inside a team?
I don't know. I think they're an idiot.
Well, they are an idiot, but aren't they saying that they're not into the team thing? Team is going the way of the horse-drawn carriage.
Why do people tear apart one player versus another? Because they want to be the first person that says, yeah, I said that, when they decide to get rid of them.
Again, and I'm going to keep saying this through this video.
Isn't that why they do it?
Well, no, I mean, yeah, that's the immediate reason. But the reason this goes on like this, and I'll keep saying it, it's feminism has changed the nature. They've demanded the rules be changed. We're all going to be nice to each other. We're all going to honor each other's feelings. I mean, what? This is a team. The teammates will gel together into one thing. But not with all of them going, he hurt my feelings. He's getting more favoritism. That guy doesn't like me. I don't know. Where is this?
Can you be concussed if somebody doesn't like you and they hurt your feelings?
Oh, well, then they have to go in the insult protocol.
Okay.
Yeah, because, I mean...
So we're developing a whole new thing here.
We are developing a whole new thing. And to me, it's the only way you're going to understand that this whole idea of mommy runs the world is coming from me. Or maybe not me, but it's got to be a female. And a strong female who has made a lot of mistakes in my life. It's only the unflinching wisdom of Mike Babcock that allows me to sit here doing this show right now. And when I hear that players don't like Babcock, they might not like playing for Babcock. Babcock's a mean guy. He makes them do their job. He holds them to high expectations and skates them into the ground. What's the problem? Buck up sissy pants is what I have to say.
What's the goal? What are you trying to do?
You're trying to break
Win the cup.
Right.
How do you get there?
by building team, by making everyone as responsible for each other as is humanly possible. And men do this naturally. Women don't do it. Women stand in the way. They want to take over society and civilization that's already built. The fact is, we'd all still be foraging, okay? Hunting and gathering at best. If it weren't for the fact that men can work in teams. It is an essential part of how we got here. I think Shakespeare, didn't I give you another Shakespeare quote that was a little bit more like, women aren't safe when men... Mm-hmm. Where is that? Is that in the same thing here?
I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, that's
This
so
is
strange.
where it is a good idea to
Prepare?
keep writing things in one form.
No! Women, see, I have it.
There you are.
Women may fail when there's no strength in men. It's
Oh, and you typoed it. Women may fall when there's no strength in men.
Oh, they will fall, fail in Shakespeare's time. Not a big difference. I mean, that's kind of what it means when you fall. You're failing to stand up, I guess. I don't know.
It was a happy typo.
Well, I don't know. Today I found a definite King Lear quote, miscategorized as Merchant of Venice. So the internet, who can trust it? But you can trust me, and I got to tell you, this is very true. Women don't look at the fact that they have an already built civilization. They get to a point in history where they're seeing women in movies and in a kind of pop culture is emerging. Even in the 19th century, before there were motion pictures, there's a pop culture emerging. And it's making women look a certain way. Now, I read a lot of Shakespeare. His women are bright. They're successful, they get what they want, but they don't fool themselves for a minute into believing that somehow their lives or their way of doing things, it's just not okay. They gotta get men to change. When men change, then things will work. When men change, we're all cooked, okay? And they're changing. When you say something like, a successful winning coach is going to get fired because the players don't like him. This goes back to this whole idea that, when you're working and you're outside the home doing lots of stuff and you're dropping the kids and whatever you have to do, I'm not saying that's wrong. But there's a need then for everybody to kind of get along with each other. And you want your kid to love you more. The less time you spend with your child, the more you want your kid to actually like you. Yeah. It's not natural. I have concluded that absolutely nothing about it is natural. And I just feel that when I read that Nylander, part of the reason he's not coming back is because he's sick of Babcock's bullshit. Oh yeah, right. You don't get to be, okay? He's the coach, you see. And the Shakespeare quote today that is, going to probably be at the end because that's what I've been doing lately. And this is a very famous Shakespeare quote. And it's not about team. It's not about victory. It's about Shakespeare having to go to his mother, and in order to get what he needs out of the situation, he can't be nice to her. Okay? If he's going to fix things, he needs to be so mean to her that she starts to say things that he needs to hear. And the quote is, I must be cruel only to be kind. Thus, bad begins and worse remains behind. We know what's behind us as Maple Leafs and Maple Leaf fans. Nothing that good, okay? You're going to tell me they're going to fire a coach who has only improved this team every year. And they're going to fire him because some of his little baby players don't like him, think he's too rough, think he's too hard on them, ask too much of them. Yeah, no, that's not happening. And on one hand, you defend him as this great coach who's brought this to you, but you want to still have it your way. That's not how it works. Okay? This is the reason there cannot be two fearless leaders. There can only be one, and one adjutant, okay? Fact is, inevitably, Brendan Shanahan and I can't get along because fearless leader is not a team job, okay? It is a job done by one individual, and so is head coach, okay? Everyone else is a teammate, but the head coach, it's not important you like him. This is not important. Not important that you like your mom and dad. It's not important your mom and dad like you. It's not important. What's important is that everybody's getting done what they need to in the world. Now, no matter how much people don't like Babcock, there's one person they really hate. And they have no reason for it. Jake Gardiner. And I'm just going to say this to the people on YouTube. Yeah, I made a ton of typos. So you probably do think I'm, whatever, drunk or foreign. I am foreign to y'all. I love it because I said, look, personally, Jake, he's too much of an American for me. And I'm an American. I mean, whatevs. If you can't understand what I say because I put S in defense, then maybe you just aren't that committed. Because right now, I mean, I read everything and anything. We're going to start going through this book because this is going to tell you what you need to know about what's going on. And I can remember that Ted Lindsay said, I didn't think he'd like analytics. And they were first starting to get real popular. And I asked him about it. I think I just ran into him, I think, at Joe Louis. And, I was at a game, I think, maybe when I was there to see the Rangers. It was the year the Rangers ended up winning the Stanley Cup later. But anyway, and he said, well, those numbers are great, but you got to feel it. You've got to watch hockey with your heart and your experience. And then you have an internal metric. And when that agrees with these metrics, then you're right. I'm right about Jake Gardiner. And the coach plays him maximum minutes. Not because they inherited his contract. Not because they have to play him because he's here. Not because any of these things. We get these crazy ideas. Where do you get these crazy ideas? I'm going for the big drama today. What'd you do?
I made the mistake of trying to touch her belly.
Oh, that's probably not what you want to do.
Yeah.
No, she's
waiting
fine.
For her to retract her
What do you
claws.
think all this rolling around is? This is, the reason cats are so often, related to some kind of feminine spirit is because this is exactly, she's rolling on her back so that you will touch her belly so that she can attack you.
Cats are the Venus flytraps of the animal world.
Oh, I guess the Venus flytraps are the Venus flytraps of the plant world.
Of the plant world. Because Venus flytraps are not animals.
No, but
they're a plant.
But you would really,
I know that much.
If you were really digging in Charlotte's belly like you were attacking her, it's smart for her to have that reflex. What's weird is how she tries to incite play that way. And she will change the rules to win, okay? Change the rules to win is an individual
Putty
way
cat.
to do things. Putty cat. Okay, well, sorry, we're just right there. Okay.
Big fat putty. That's all she is.
That's right. And you all, you let this go on. You let it go on. You let kids go and play for participation trophies so that they think winning is not a good thing. It's not an important thing. No, you play to win. I don't mind giving everybody a little certificate that says I played this year. But the trophy goes to the winners. It doesn't hurt anybody. And only a bunch of freaking mommies would say it. Putty cat. Okay. Putty. We're probably going to go off the air now, but...
Big old putty.
No, and this is the thing. A great coach changes you. Bear Bryant. Don't get me started, man.
Please don't get her started.
What was the one that I showed you just that was really good. I mean, I'm sorry. It's not the will to win that matters. Everybody has that. It's the will to prepare to win that matters. That's the hard part. That's the part. And look, I know a lot of women who've played on teams. I played on teams. I have team-like relationships with some people. I actually do a show, We're a Team. So when you make a team, you have to be willing to sacrifice an awful lot of what you personally want and what is personally cool to you. Only really can large groups of men do this. And if women do it, it's great. That's the way you win, ladies. Not by telling them, but I don't like that rule. And it makes me uncomfortable when we have to follow that rule. And then men who are screaming things today like, I can't control my emotions. Well, that's not good news. All right? Grow up, because adulthood includes everybody recognizing what they actually have and do.
Well, when I was helping to raise a child that happened to be a boy, and he would have a hissy fit, I would say, you are certainly allowed to have your feelings in your room with the door closed.
Well, and
If you can't behave.
right, hate me in there.
Right.
You know, and I'm sure that's Mike's attitude. Well, they don't like me? Yeah, well, that's too bad, isn't it? Because it doesn't matter. You have to be brought into this unity by one person's idea, okay? And that's your coach. And when you don't want to have the will to prepare, when you can't find it, a way to get along with this one or that one or blend into this scheme or that person challenges you in the right way. Gives you the old bustling hedgerow that tells you you're learning, you're growing. So many people don't think they have to learn. I'm a grown-up. Yeah, what establishes that? Because there isn't a day in my life I just learn like it's, air. I probably take in more information in a day than I do air. Because I smoke and that, so, but...
Well, you and I were raised by parents who said, just because you don't go to college after you graduate from high school doesn't mean you're not going to continue to learn things. So you might as well go to college right after high school.
And, well, I was working at my path was so weird. My parents...
But both of our parents let us know that just because you think you're not in school, you're not going to keep learning. You are, whether you like it or not.
Well, I think, I just kept seeking out people because of something that I knew the real learning couldn't be going on in this way of droves like this, just people. And now I could clearly see the idea of public education is to prove you taught something, not prove you learned something. That's not important. So really, we're just babysitting kids all day and wasting their time. And all these rules we make to make everyone more comfortable. They call me a she. I'm clearly living as a he. Okay, no more pronouns. What the hell is wrong with you? Are your feelings, your identity is so screwed over by something like that? Maybe you shouldn't have lived such a different sort of lifestyle, because when they come at me, and they do, I'm kind of proud, okay? Call me what you will, bitches. Because the fact is, I am choosing to be who I am, and... I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, but ultimately being myself has been pretty easy for me. And it's not been easy. A lot of people would say, geez, I wouldn't want to be her. And it's true, you don't want to be me. You certainly don't want to grow up the way I grew up, and you certainly don't want to have the kind of family I have who would just screw up everything you're trying to do just because, it's fun to see Dawn suffer. Well, it used to be fun to see Dawn suffer until I met Mike Babcock. And he said, when you play the blame game, then that's something else. Then you're not in control of your life, are you? When something bad happens, you have no one to blame but yourself. Own everything you do. That's all anybody's asking of you. A great coach is asking is for you to blend in, to trust, to buy into the system, and to be true to what you believe you want. If you're not playing hockey to win the Stanley Cup, then you're not playing for the right reasons. And people who would take money and take it away from others, take the chance to win away from others, people would hate. This Gardiner hate, this reminds me just of that movie, Heathers, with the Heathers. Mm-hmm. Well, he's the only booger, okay? He's the only booger. The mean girls are out, and they're men. Do you know how depressing that is? You should be able to read statistics. You should be able to understand the metric. You should be able to see that in this style of hockey, they don't get much better than Jake Gardiner. Maybe a little. But if he wasn't on this team, people would be screaming that we had to trade everyone to get him here. But because you're all in your mean girl framework, and I don't know where you got rewarded for this, because seriously, like, you know what, women? Okay, if any of you are still watching, you gotta punish these guys for being putties. You do. Because they're taking something here. They're exploiting what we do, but when they want to draw a line, they'll draw it. So don't think just because you're getting all men to act the way you want them to act, let's just make the rules now. I hate going out and thinking about some guy could just kiss me. I want them to get permission slips.
It's just a phase.
It's a phase, but you don't see Charlotte, but on the monitor.
On the monitor, we know she's down there.
She's down there, okay? Woo! All right.
That was kind of a little earthquake.
Okay, we play great. Everybody hates Jake. Everybody who thinks Babcock's too tough of a coach is a big sissy. Let's just use that word.
They don't want to grow up.
They don't want to grow up. And
Toys R Us is now defunct, so grow the F up.
Right. Grow the F up and effing play hockey. Stop being not. You have no idea what a terrible mouth I have. I am hockey players taught me this. It may be how I survived, is that I was able to dish it out better than I could, I could always take it though. You want to call me names? You want to say things about me? Fine. But let me tell you what. There's an old joke that, I go to the doctor and I say, it hurts when I do this, so don't do this. That's what Facebook is. I go there and it hurts me. So why do I go there? I'm going to change my name. I'm going to have a more blueprint-specific name and only operate in hockey groups. Not that that's going to help the way I'm treated, but it's never been the way I'm treated. It's how embarrassed I am to see all these freaking babies going, Mommy, give me, and look, it's his fault, and it's his fault, and it's his fault, and let's kiss my ass because I can't do this anymore. I can keep doing this show and yelling at you, but I can't go on Facebook and deal with this, so, So next week we're going to talk about this.
Yes.
We're going to be deep into this next week. We're going to teach you about hockey.
Are you outroing now?
I think so.
Okay.
It's 23 minutes, isn't it?
Real.
Well, yeah, there probably was more I was going to cover, but I didn't, okay? Mm-hmm. So the nice thing is that despite all of it, despite the hatred, I'm going to be back. Oh, yeah. I promise.